I will never talk about Omar Tinson again until he represent the Reggae Boyz. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. This is my side of story of the reaction of the 23-man squad of the Reggae Boyz squad. You know, I got named earlier, but just want to say, yo, the people just be a little bit more calm, man. Yeah, just be a little bit more calm. You understand? Say, you know, a whole lot of faces that's in the squad that we're not expecting, and a lot of faces that dropped out of the squad that we are expecting to get select. But it's just one of them things. It's international football. Yeah, you're going to have suspension, you're going to have injuries, we're going to have other difficulties. Sometimes players just can't travel and just cannot make it, personal reason and stuff like that. So you know understand the whole frustration. But first thing first, I want to get this one out of the way. You don't know Leon Chippy Bailey. We all know what happened with him, suspended by the coach, Grinson, yeah, after breaking, the curfew law and all of that. Look, I was in Kingston, I was in Kingston and I was in Toronto. Yeah, I was in both cities, watch both leg of the Nations League quarterfinal against Canada. And, I have seen stuff that, other friends had sent to me on my phone, and I was there, especially in Toronto, watching the game, and was like, little bit over 24 hours, before match day kickoff. And, I seen stuff, but as I said, people make mistake. The coach have said, players have a apology, apology accepted and all of that. But if you could ask me, yeah, I'm very disappointed, with the player. I'm very disappointed with Leon. Um, there's nothing that I would probably discredit him. I really don't want to go over the top with criticism, but as a professional player that been around for the last, you say, almost a decade now. Yeah, Leon Bailey has been around in the professional setup in Europe. So things like this shouldn't happen, and it's just a reoccurring thing. The coach have said, where you from? People take responsible for their action. Yeah, people don't do stuff. And you could see that maybe it's time for a change. It's time to set certain laws. It's time to set a system that players have to follow by. And yeah, very disappointed, man, to know that he is a talisman. Anybody could ask me, or whoever else. It doesn't matter if Demar Gray came in and start to put a lot of light in his performance, start to put a light, extra strength in the Reggae Boyz team. But Leon Bailey is the talisman for the Reggae Boyz, no doubt about it. Yeah, he is the poster boy. He is the man. Everyone talk about him and stuff like that. So who's me, to discredit him or anything like that? But I'm just here to just a critique, but not to really go over the top. Yeah, it passed, it gone. We have a game to play in a week from now. Today's Thursday, so we have a game to prepare in a week from now. Yes, so I don't really want to burn too much energy and critiquing something that already passed, something that apology. Yeah, we can talk about it, but let's move on. People have to just understand and know that something, a standard after set, and this is where the coach is at, this is where the team is at, and players have to go by it. So who want to go over the top of critique, I mean, that's you. Maybe that's your personality, that's your emotion of of pouring out to just get things off your head, off your chest, just to get comfortable by saying certain things. But yeah, very disappointed, man, in Leon Chippy Bailey. But another thing that I'm very, very, very excited about, who know me, who watch my daily videos, especially the Jamaican Premier League, will know that I'm a massive, massive Arnett Garden fan, yeah? And just to see a player like Kaheim, Dixon, got called up to play a competitive game, yeah? To play a competitive game in the Nations League, a semi-final, a player that playing for Arnett Garden also scored on Monday against Lima, So I'm very excited, man, to know that, yeah, Arnett have got a player in the Jamaican 23-man roster to play a very competitive, crucial game. Who can tell, we can go on, and try to win our first continental trophy. So, I mean, over the moon for Kaheim Dixon, man, over the moon. I'm very delighted to know that Arnett Guard have a player, in the squad that, is going to represent for the junglist, yeah, the red and black, so it's been a while, a whole lot of years back, since this haven't happened, for the junglers. So yeah. But next thing, I'm going to go through the squad, detail, so the 23 man squad started, with Andre Blake, the skipper, in goal, Jamal Wade and Shaquan Davis from Mount Pleasant. Look, a third string goalkeeper should always a third string goalkeeper in the Reggae Boy system, competitive, it doesn't matter what it is, yeah, should always be a local player. Yeah, we can have two international players that play abroad, who's playing in the top league, but for that third spot, for the goalkeepers, it should always be a local player. Develop those local goalkeepers, give them that exposure. Let them see professional system. Let them see the English-based players. Look how they coordinate. Look how they treat themselves. Look how they prepare themselves for a game. Look how Andre Blake himself, a man that's been playing in MLS for over 10 years. So it's a good opportunity. So Shaquan Davis. It used to be Amal Knight, Kemar Foster from Tivoli, Amal Knight. I think he's playing for Lexington in the USL League One, but good to see that, a local player, a local goalkeeper is getting that opportunity in that third string, as I feel that third spot in the goalkeeper list should always be a local player. But yeah, Andre Blake, just coming off a groin injury, he played on Tuesday against Pachuco, him and him colleague Damian Lowe, not a very, very good side down there in Mexico, but experience, he's going to do what he did, in Toronto against Canada, especially in that first half, made so much saves in the game that kept us in the game. So Andre Blake is going to be very, very crucial, coming up against USA in Arlington. And Bobby, Jamal Wade, yeah, he's going to be that second string. He's in around the squad. Just got transferred for a new club, Locomotive El Peso. Locomotive in the USL. So, good to see that he's in this team same way. But yeah, that's it for the goalkeepers. So Damian No, Bernard King, Hector, Greg Lay, Dexter, Trevon Gray, and also no, that's it. Yeah, Dexter, Trevon Gray, Gregley, Hector King, Bernard, and Damian Lowe. So that's the defenders right there. Look, Damian Lowe and Bernard obviously will be, should be, I said, those starting position for the centre back. Yeah, I wouldn't say there is any competition in the 23-man squad that name, should probably start over Bernard. Hector might knock on the door, but I think when you look at both players, how they played in that World Cup, yeah, they have learned a lot of stuff in that World Cup. Remember, Pinnacle's out in the World Cup, so here comes again the two defenders going to pair. But this is like a disadvantage with these two players. They easily can get dragged out in position. They easily can get dragged out and get pushed out in deep water. You've seen it in the MLS, with Damian Lowe. I watch the game on Tuesday, position wise, easy to get drawn out. So he's going to be the bigger player. He's going to be the most experienced player in that back line, and he's have to be a little bit more commanding. He's going to have to talk to Deshaun Bernard, let him understand, let him know when to go, let him know when to step. You understand? So it's going to be key. It's going to be very key for Bernard and Lowe, in the back line. Richard King, the young man, obviously he's been around the team for, in and bits, Richard King, the man from Cavalier. Yes, so he's been in and around the team, for the Reggae Boyz in recent years, experience again, really, not really young player, but, been playing in the JPL for a long time now. He's a 20, I think 20, remember his age, around 22, 23. So, Richard King, yeah, very, 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 player that will get a good show about good look at experience and the travel. Also Hector, Hector is, talking about Hector, man, it's very frustrated. Hector have started the season really well, for Charlton. I said it in previous video, and because of change of coaches and all of that, Hector this season, Hector since 2024, the start of the new year, Hector have only started 2 games, just played 5 games for Charlton, so he's not getting much playing times, for Charlton since the calendar year have changed. So let's see, hope he's physically strong, hope he's in the right state of mind. As you know, he's a professional player. He's a great lad. Yeah, so he will be prepared for this opportunity. And Hector was in around that last Nation League squad. So kudos to Hector for get name again in the squad. Respect for him. You know, Next up, Greg Lay. This is a man going to be vital. He's probably the strongest fullback we have in the squad. A man that is very versatile, can use left, right foot. He's having an excellent season in League One for Oxford. In the third tier of England football. But when you look at Greg Lay, over the years playing for the Reggae Boyz, yet to see the real Greg Lay that we expecting, the Greg Lay that we saw playing for Oxford in the League One. Greg Lay played in the game at Canada, and he worked his socks off, man. Yeah, he worked his socks off. Very, very important player in this squad, especially when Amaribel is down, injured. Yeah, he's going to be the man to play in that left hand side. And look, when you look at the US right hand side, yeah, obviously it might be Tim Weah. They play that 4-3-3. Obviously it's going to be Tim Weah on that right hand side, and Joe Scaley going to play the right back. There's no real attacking threat is overlapping with Tim Weah. You might not even see Joe Scaley attack Tim Weah, not even one time or attempt. Yeah, as he is a very conservative, fullback, someone that will stay at home, someone that might be that right inverted, and it might cause a problem. It might cause problem for the Reggae Boyz also. But Greg Lay, he's going to have to trust his abilities, going forward a little bit more, especially when you might have a little bit more free time, going forward, especially when you don't have a right fullback from the opponent team is coming down that right hand side towards you. So he's going to have to gamble a little bit more and trust his ability, as I said, and try to get overlap on that left hand side, whoever is playing that left hand side for the Reggae Boyz. Yeah. So next up is I have Dexter Lembesika. He might be the starting right back. He might be starting right back over Trevor Gray, to be honest. Yeah, he might be the man, but I think when you really look at it, Trayvon Gray that played in the MLS, for NYFC, know American, know these players, been probably knowing not much about Anthony Robinson, the left back for the US, probably don't never played against Christian Pulisic. No, never. I don't think he ever played against Christian Pulisic. But when you really look at it though, you have experience just of how American players will function in around, the attacking third, the defensive third. So, might be a little edge, might be a little interested to see if he get the edge over Dexter Lembesika, so, Amari Bell again, down injured. I think what coach was saying, Reggae Boyz coach was saying around 11 weeks, before he actually ready to come back and might miss out on, the first sets of World Cup qualifier games. But midfield, Joel Latibodier, I don't know what the coach have seen in Joel Latibodier to keep on playing him in the midfield. Obviously, we don't really have that natural CDM who that can break up plays. But, one of the things I would love to see, Joel Latibodier do a lot more. Split the space between Bernard and Damian now. Yeah, when they're playing out the ball, drop in between defenders, put it as a three in the back. Let Casey Palmer, let whoever is playing alongside Casey Palmer and Joel in the midfield. If you use a midfield three, have those players come and collect the ball, and with their back to goal. You want the best players who is technically really good on the ball, collecting the ball with their back to goal. So, that probably that's a way that's to function the team. But going forward, I don't see do much, but I would love to see a 3-man midfield. 2-man midfield might be sticky. We saw what happened in the semi-final against Mexico. We saw even what happened in that first game that we played in the World Cup at Soldier Field against the US. We got ran over in the midfield. So we would probably love to clog that midfield a little bit more. But Kerry Anderson, a player that who is impressive, started the season well, but again, player that really showing his talent, the start of the new year is doing his thing. And, I hope he can get the opportunity in the squad. Also, Casey Palmer, he's going to be that creating outlet for the Reggae Boys. He will be that creative outlet, to be honest. He have to come in and do his job, especially with so many players missing. Our two creative players that played on the wing, Leon and Gray, will be missing. So we're going to need him to be that creating spark in midfield. DJ, let me tell you, man, DJ, not started that game since the start of the year for Stoke City. New coach again came in, and he's just not in around, the setup for Stoke City. I'm hopefully, might probably get a move away, from the Bet 360 stadium coming into the summer, but need to play in football, especially at his age. You don't really want to be sitting out for too long. But DJ Daniel Johnson, he has played some games, especially in that second half, in the second leg of the Canada game. Yeah, he have played really well. But I would love to see a midfield with probably Casey Palmer and and Bobby Reid in that midfield. Bobby Reid is another player, who worked his socks off, who always perform well in the Nations League for the Reggae Boys, who scored that penalty, at BMO Field against Canada. So his experience as well, since 2019 is in around the Reggae Boy setup. So he's been around for the last 5 years. So you have that experience of traveling around in the CONCACAF, and have the experience of playing the US team, in competitive games. So Bobby Reid know what it takes to beat a US team. Also, when you really look at the next midfielder, Ronaldo Cephas, this is going to be the big machine that the Reggae Boys should be used. Should be our biggest weapon, our biggest asset in the team. Cephas should be our outlet and all we try to dominate that US team, especially when you have a Joe Scaly might start at right back for the US, and you can have Cephas going down that left hand side, getting Cephas, isolated with their fullback and taking on players. Try to get the ball in the back of the in the box. When you have a Corey Burke and a Mikel Antonio, players that physically strong, oppose themselves against defenders, so it will be very interesting to see, or Grimo, the coach, has used Ronaldo Cephas, and I would be very gutted to see if Cephas start on the bench coming next week Thursday. Cephas is a player that should be starting in the Reggae Boys team. There is no doubt about it. His talent, his pace, his skill, his abilities to taking on players 1v1 is high for goal. Whenever he's on the pitch for Ankara Gucci in the Turkish league, he pull defenders with him, and it leave up other opportunities for his teammate to run in and around. So he should be our biggest asset going into that game against the US. Jonathan Russell, have been missed out. Lambert, Maggie, Hutchinson. I will never talk about Omar Hutchinson again until he represent the Reggae Boys in a competitive game. You hear what I said? I will never talk about Omar Hutchinson. I said, oh, he is a Jamaican player, until he represent us in a competitive game. What the coach have said, he needed to focus on Ipswich Town. Need to get promotion, bro. You're on loan at Ipswich Town. You don't even know if Ipswich Town make it to the Premier League. They're going to fight. They're going to buy you as permanent. Are they going to come back in for you on a loan deal? Bro, I don't understand with this. Bro, if you're not 100% commit to play for the Reggae Boys, just say it. The fans can understand that. Like, you're an English born. Yeah, you're an English born player that have Jamaican heritage, Jamaican descent. So you can say, yo, Jamaica, I'm not 100 fully commit. I feel like I still have a chance playing for England. Nobody will kill you. Nobody will kill you for that, because England is a higher top-notch, international country more than the Reggae Boys team. So I will never talk about Omar Hutchinson again as a Reggae Boy player until he 100% commit to play for the Reggae Boys in a competitive game. Corey Burke, yeah. Let me say this, man. Corey Burke, Mikel Antonio, Jamal Lowe, and Kaheim Dixon and C. Bailey, those players that are going to be available for as attacking players for that game. You don't know Boza and the Migrant will come if Reggae Boys make it to the final and we play that third and fourth game. But look, it's interesting to see how the coach use not Boza, Corey Burke and Mikel Antonio. Two number 9 that love to oppose themselves. Two number 9 that's powerful. Two number 9 that can press. Two number 9 that will run all day. Yeah, even though Burke is just coming off an injury. So I don't know how much of minutes he can play. I know he played a game. He came on, I think, around the last 20, 15 minutes in an MLS game over the weekend at home at Red Bull Arena. So, and he was actually running the channel. So it depends on how much minutes he can play. But I mean, he's going to play another weekend again. Then he move on. But yeah, I'm very optimistic about the Reggae Boyz team. I think we can get a result. I think we can get a result, but it's all up to the coach and how he utilize the players. Yeah, will he go 4-4-2? Will he go 4-3-3? I think a 4-3-3, with a Cephas on the left and Mikel down the middle, and probably use a Jamalo. I would probably love to see a Jamalo on the right hand side, players that can take on defenders 1v1. And I would love to see, look, there's no natural CDM. Obviously, Joe Latibody is the obvious one, but is Seria A ready to play that CDM? Is he ready to play that number 6? Someone that can dictate the game. I don't see enough of him in the black, green, and gold to can say yes, he's ready, but he can do a job. But Joe Latibody, Casey Palmer, and Bobby Reed is the 3 midfielders I think really suitable, who is really ready right now for the game against the US men's national team. And I think with Bobby Reed, with his discipline, with Casey Palmer, with his creative sparks, and Joe Latibody sit in between, that the midfield line and the defensive line should do a job. But when you really look at it though, is he 100% a really natural CDM? No, I don't think so. But because of his physical attribute, because he can tackle, he's the player that they always put there. So, that's my little takeaway there. Much more videos to come about the game preview, actually about the whole Nations League semi-final, tactical setup. Those videos are coming. This is just a little quick reaction. So people, bless up on yourself. Thanks for watching, man. Nicardo Media House. Salute. Love the people and bless up. One love.